And here he comes. There's a punk Praetorian guard around him as he marches into the Bitterbox. His minions are the epistles, dressed in black with white collars and bristling with arms, including the first guns I have seen in Punk City. The main man is like the nucleus of a cell, a lone figure inside the lozenge of his protectors, dressed in the fabled blue coat of St. Nuke and the blue mask. Or is it of his official face? As they pass me, I am assailed with the smell of what? Old paper? Ancient rot? No, by God. It's the familiar, still, old aroma of library. Jesus. Who and what is this man? In a trice he is gone. He outdistances the guards and mounts immediately up a circular staircase to his seat at the center of the spider, high above the throngs of clicking punk writers. He has his own stage atop the masses, and it encompasses enough room before his keyboard to enable him to remove that blue coat and his weapons and hang them on a hook, stripping him to the waist. Jesus, again. Look at that upper torso. I've been in veterans' hospitals galore, and I have never in my life seen so many scars. So startling, so obviously alive in their continuing pain. But he is not showing off. It's hot in here, and he is be-readying himself for the work. His platform, I'm loath to say throne, because its base is iron grate and his workspace features as humble a keyboard as anyone else, has a railing over which he leans to scrutinize all that is occurring below. His eyes, invisible inside that ravaged blue face, take all of us in. Then the unthinkable happens. He notices me. We have a visitor,
Keep your eye on there,
he announces. The voice is a kind of squawk, hoarse and powered by effort rather than native volume. Like the rest of him, even his voice book is damaged. Lord, how is this man even alive? He's looking at me. He points. That long, scarred, white arm. Strong but channeled with wounds whose flesh never filled back in. Mr. Buzz Baker. The voice of the boomers. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? It's a whisper and a bark. How does he do that? I want to run away. To be noticed by this man is to die. Of that I'm convinced. I begin my answer. I have words in my mind. I'm in a royal court. I'm no fool. I know what to say and how to say it, but no words escape my mouth. Speak up, Mr. Baker. There is no more typing. I stare at the vats of blue liquid, at the kind of heavily armed epistles groped underneath the platform of the king, which is what he is, let's face it, and I try to speak up. I have come to pay tribute to the punks of Punk City, I say, the newest, the only voices in American literature. Jonathan Puss edges away from me, not a good sign. St. Nuke contemplates me from his high-tech perch for a year that lasted probably 15 seconds. "Detain him," he said at last. "Arrest him. He's Jack Kerouac with an education. Nothing to interest us. And we certainly don't need him writing." And it's impossible to convey the amount of hateful revulsion his gasping shout packed into this word. About us. Without being aware of the instincts at work, I knelt on the concrete floor. Terror, submission, acceptance of what would come. St. Nuke cocked his painful head. "Mr. Baker, you will get your opportunity to report, but only on our terms. Do not fear for your life. Fear for your car." And then they held me away. The actual sentence would come later. But I took him at his word. He was not going to kill me. I was inside Punk City, with my eyes and ears and nose and brain intact. With any luck, I'd get a glimpse of the shut-eye train. But what if they were more frightening than St. Nuke? I hated to think of it, so I stopped thinking about everything.